Welcome to the Explainer. Okay, so if you've ever worked in an English-speaking office, you know the feeling, right? What you say is important for sure, but how you say it, that can literally make or break your career. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on all those unwritten rules of professional communication, specifically in the US. The goal here is to get you sounding confident, super capable, and just ready for anything that comes your way.
All right, let's just dive right in. Picture this. You're sitting in a meeting, you've got this brilliant idea bubbling up, but you hesitate. Your brain just starts spinning, right? Is this going to sound too casual? Will my words come out all clumsy? Will they even take me seriously? Look, that fear is so common, especially if English isn't your first language. And you know what? Today we are going to tackle that exact feeling head on.
So, here it is, the first and honestly, maybe the most important rule of all. Professional English is not about using the biggest, most complicated words you can find. I know. A lot of people think that using complex language makes them sound super impressive. But in the American workplace, it usually just sounds, well, a little unnatural, maybe even inefficient. Your goal is not to sound like you swallowed a dictionary. It's to be clear, to be direct, and to sound confident. That's the bullseye we're aiming for.
Okay, so with that in mind, let's really redefine what we even mean by professional communication. Because you know what? It's not about having a perfect, flawless accent. And it's definitely not about having some giant vocabulary. It's actually about something way more fundamental, something much deeper.
At the end of the day, professional communication is really just a tool. It's a tool for building trust and earning respect. It's this incredible skill that's a mix of a few things. Being super clear, using the right tone for whatever's happening, and knowing the right phrases to actually connect with your colleagues. So yeah, think of it less like you're taking some stressful vocabulary test, and more like you're building a strong bridge to the people you see every day.
And really, this whole idea, it boils down to three core principles. First up, be polite, but don't be weak. That means no more saying sorry for things that don't need an apology. Second, and we've already touched on this, always choose clarity over complexity. Simple is strong. And third, you got to develop that cultural awareness. In the US, that's a big one. It means learning how to be direct, but in a way that's still really respectful. These three ideas, they're going to be our roadmap for everything else we talk about today.
All right, let's get practical. Let's get into the good stuff. You know how they say first impressions are everything? Well, they're not wrong. And your introduction, that's your first shot, your golden opportunity to show people who you are professionally. So, let's break down exactly how to nail it.
Believe it or not, the absolute best introductions follow a super simple three-part formula. Part 1, your name, just say it clearly. Part 2, your role. This gives people immediate context. They know where to place you. And part 3, this is the secret sauce, a connection point. Seriously, this last step is the most powerful one. It shows you're not just stuck in your own little world thinking about your own job. It shows you're already thinking about how your work connects to the bigger team and its goals. It's an instant signal that says, hey, I'm a collaborator. I'm part of this.
And here's what that balance looks like in the real world. You've got the too formal, "It is a distinct honor to make your acquaintance." I mean, it sounds like you just stepped out of a time machine from the 1800s, right? Then there's the too casual. "Yo, I'm Sam, what's going on?" Probably not the best for a client meeting. But that just right example, that's the professional sweet spot. It's friendly, it's direct, and it gives you all the info you need in one clean, simple sentence. Perfect.
Okay, next up. Let's head into the place where your communication skills are always on display. The meeting room. I want you to think of this as your arena. This is your chance to really demonstrate that you are a confident and super valuable member of the team.
Listen, if you only remember one single rule for American meetings, please make it this one. Be concise. In US business culture, time is money. Time is everything. It's a resource nobody wants to waste. Efficiency is king. Seriously. Long, rambling stories or explanations, they're not just boring. They can actually be seen as disrespectful of everyone else's time. Getting straight to the point, That's the ultimate sign of respect. And bonus, it makes your ideas sound way, way stronger.
And here's the thing. You don't have to be the one running the meeting to make a huge impact. Just using a few simple phrases like these is an incredibly powerful way to participate. It's like sending up a flare that says, hey, I'm not just warming a chair over here. It shows you're listening critically, you're processing everything, and you're actively looking for ways to add value to the conversation.
Okay, now for the big one. This can be genuinely terrifying, especially if you come from a culture where disagreeing directly is a huge no-no. You know you have a valid point, a real concern, but you're scared of creating conflict or coming across as rude. So, what's the secret? How do you do it?
This phrase right here, it's pretty much perfect. Let's just break down exactly why it's so good. It starts with, I see it differently. See how soft that is? It's a respectful way to signal, hey, I have another perspective. Then, the magic words, my concern is. Boom, just like that, you shifted the focus. It's not a personal attack anymore. It's about a practical business problem. You're not criticizing the person, you're analyzing the idea. And that, right there, is the absolute key to disagreeing like a pro.
All right, you ready to level up? Because how you handle feedback and conflict, that's where true professionalism really shines. These conversations can get so emotionally charged, right? But I promise you, with the right framework, you can navigate them with total grace and confidence. So the best way to give feedback that actually helps someone, it's a simple 3-step recipe. Step 1, you start with something genuinely positive and specific. No generic good job. This makes the person actually open to hearing what you have to say next. Step 2, you add a concrete, actionable suggestion for how to make it even better. And finally, step 3, you end by explaining the positive outcome of that change. You're focusing on the future. This whole approach is so respectful, so helpful, and it keeps the focus exactly where it should be, on growth.
Okay, now let's flip the script. What happens when someone gives you criticism? You know that feeling, right? Your stomach drops, you get a little hot, and your first instinct is to get defensive. To jump in and explain, well, the reason I did it that way was because we all do it. But a truly professional response, well, it looks completely different. Responding with phrases like these, it just screams maturity and a growth mindset. Instead of starting an argument, you're showing that you're open, that you want to improve. And asking for an example, that's such a smart move. It helps you get total clarity. Even a simple, that's helpful, I'll work on it, shows you're taking ownership. Let me tell you, this approach builds a ton of respect with your colleagues and your boss.
This slide right here shows the crucial difference when you're dealing with conflict. The first one, you're always late. That's just an emotional attack. It's guaranteed to put the other person on the defensive. But the second one, it's brilliant. It does two things perfectly. First, it makes an objective observation about a behavior. I've noticed you've been late, not an attack on their character. And then, it immediately invites them to solve the problem with you. Can we find a solution? This completely de-escalates the tension and shifts the whole conversation away from blame and toward problem solving.
So we've gone through introductions, we've mastered meetings, we've even tackled those really high-stakes conversations. Now let's zoom out and tie it all together. Let's talk about the mindset, the philosophy that makes all of these techniques actually work.
Really, it all comes down to these 4 pillars. This is your professional mindset checklist. Number 1, clarity over complexity, always. Number 2, politeness paired with confidence. Number 3, that cultural awareness, being direct but respectful. And number 4, and this is huge, always focus on finding a solution, not placing blame. If you can internalize these 4 things, you've got the core philosophy of a true professional down.
Okay, look, if you walk away with only one thing from this whole explainer, I want it to be this. Professional English is not about being perfect. It's about making a connection. Please stop worrying about having flawless grammar or a perfect accent. I promise you, Your colleagues will always, always value clear and respectful communication more than anything else. Your real goal is just to connect with people, to be understood, and to build awesome working relationships. That's exactly it. All of these phrases, all of these techniques we talked about, they're just tools in your toolkit. They're tools to help you build those bridges, to earn that trust, and to become known as that person on the team, the one who's capable, collaborative, and really respected. That's the real prize here.
And that brings us to the end of our explainer. So I want to leave you with a question to think about. When you think about your own job, what's your single biggest communication challenge? Is it nailing that first impression? Is it speaking up when you disagree in a meeting? Whatever it is, if you can identify it, you can start using these principles right where they'll make the biggest impact for you. Thanks so much for joining us.